The next version of yourself is not going to build itself. Hey guys, it's Yusra. Today we're talking all about reinventing yourself. This is such an important concept when it comes to lifestyle mastery, leveling up yourself, leveling up your business. Especially if you're somebody who's a solopreneur or runs a very, very small team, you're definitely going to want to hang around and watch until the end of this video. The reason why reinventing yourself is such an important theme and something that you definitely need to put into practice is because it gives you permission to focus on the things that you actually want to do in order to get to be who you want to be. And I remember listening to this podcast where they had a guest who was Dr. Maya Shankar, I think her name was. She's a neurologist and she was talking a lot about the psychology of, fresh starts, setting goals, all that sort of stuff that I love to listen to and also yap about. And she talks about this psychology between past and present, right? Like the past version of yourself, the present version of yourself, and how creating new moments in your life. So for example, it could be moving to a new city or even just starting a new year, almost give you like this psychological permission to do things that you wouldn't usually do. And I have definitely seen this to be the case in my life. And I think a very, very quick and easy example of this from my own life is I remember having a conversation with my brother who was a smoker for literally the majority of his life, okay? Like he did not quit smoking until very late in his life. And he had tried so many times and he had failed so many times. He said one of the biggest things that allowed him to finally quit smoking is essentially that he changed the psychology of who he perceived himself to be. Obviously, those aren't the words that he said, but essentially that's what he did. And the way that he did it is he wouldn't refer to himself as a smoker who's trying to quit. Instead, when somebody would ask him if he wanted to smoke, whenever it would come up, he would say, "Oh, I'm not a smoker." And this gave him that psychological permission and allowed for the actions that accompany that new permission. And again, I don't think this is an idea that he thought of by himself. Like I'm pretty sure he said he read it in a book or something like that. But I'm just bringing it up to highlight this idea of the impact that it can have on your actions, on who you are when you reinvent yourself. There are so many different levels when it comes to life, when it comes to business. And oftentimes you'll find yourself in a situation where you're just like, I just want to so badly make it to that next level. I just want to be able to hit X. I just want to be able to do Y. Even once you make it there, you'll find that there's going to be the next level that you're trying to achieve and the next and the next and the next. Like there's constantly new frontiers that you need to surpass when it comes to life. And oftentimes going from 0 to 100, 0 to the 10th thing that you're trying to achieve, it's not possible. But the way that you're able to make it there is through the process of gaining more experience, changing your mindset, and so on and so forth. So I am big on reinventing yourself. I think especially for people who are solopreneurs where you are your business, in order for you to reach that next level of business, it requires a reinvention of who you are, what you're striving towards, because these things go hand in hand when, like I said, you are your business. A really practical activity that you guys can do if you're thinking about reinventing yourself, you want your life, you want your business to head in a different direction, is actually just taking an audit of your life and of your habits. This is something that I consciously did towards the end of last year because I knew that I was moving and I knew that I did not want to take with me the same bad habits and same limiting mindset and beliefs that I had with me at that present moment in time. Like I wanted to be able to 10x my life. Like I wanted to be able to 10x every single aspect of my life, whether it was financial, social, whatever it is. So I really had to be like, okay, what am I doing now? How's it working for me or not working for me? And are these in line with the sort of lifestyle that I want to live? And the answer for a lot of things, guys, was a big fat no. Just one example is I was very inactive, living a very sluggish life where I was really tired and did not have a lot of energy. And I know that in order to 10x my life, I need the energy that is required to get there. So even though I didn't take immediate action, I didn't immediately start hitting the gym, I didn't take radical change. What I did was I collected the information that was necessary in order to complete the audit. And this isn't the approach that everybody takes, right? Like some people are just like, 2 a.m. reflecting and they're like, all right, yeah, I'm going to start hitting the gym 7 days a week. Like a lot of people take that extreme approach, which I am for in a lot of cases. But in my case, I just knew I needed to first focus on the audit. So one of the first things that I did, guys, was I actually went to my doctor and I got blood work done. And you know what that blood work showed? That I was not just vitamin D deficient, I was severely vitamin D deficient, guys. Like, no wonder I was so tired. I was so mentally fatigued. I could barely make it through a day. Like, I could literally only do one major thing a day, and then I was wiped out for the rest of the day. It's because my body literally could not handle doing more than that. So again, I collected these pieces of information that would allow me to change how I'm living my life in order to align it to where I want to be. So for example, right now, I'm just on a 90-day health prioritization tip. Some people, when they hear that, all they think about is going to the gym or working out. But for me, it actually really prioritizes what goes into my body. So the vitamins that I'm having, what foods that I'm eating, and very, very simple movement. And I did the same thing with my business, by the way. I audited where am I at, what sort of clients have I had, who have I really enjoyed working with, and who do I want to work with moving forward. Why? Because I know that I want to 10x my business, 10x my revenue, and that requires me doing things differently moving forward. I've actually put together a 3-day business audit challenge. So if you guys would like that support when it comes to your business, you can sign up down below in the description box. You will get the prompts over the course of 3 days that will allow you to audit your business in order to make better decisions moving forward. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about success. So first of all, something that's so important is this idea that success looks different for everyone. And I know it sounds so obvious, but we're in this day and age where everybody has the same version of what a successful lifestyle looks like, what a successful business looks like. And the reality is it looks completely different for everyone. So for example, with my business, I primarily work with business owners who want to work less and make more money. Success for them looks like freedom. However, for some business owners, success looks like a lot of one-to-one work, right? Like they want to be able to engage with as many clients as possible. They receive a lot of energy that way. It excites them. And that idea of doing a lot of one-to-one work is what success looks like for them because they can see their impact all day long. But success really does look different for everyone. So you need to start thinking about what success looks like in your life. Because I can tell y'all what it looks like in my life. Like straight up, I have a very clear vision of what it is over the next 3 to 5 years. And honestly, it might change after that. Like I said, once you hit a certain level, a certain milestone, what tends to happen is new levels unlock in our mind. But I'm just really, again, I'm just tired of this cookie cutter version of what success looks like, what a good lifestyle looks like. You have to assess what your values are, what matters to you, what your priorities are, and then go from there. Don't build it based off of what you're seeing on social media or even just what sounds good, because having that clear version of what success looks like for you is what is going to allow you to align your actions and align your habits with that version of success. And the other thing that I really want to highlight for my solopreneurs, for my small business owners, is that your business will never outgrow your personal development. If you are your business, then your business is capped at your level of thinking, your mindset, your skill set, or the revenue that you have available to you. If you are capping your personal development, you are capping your income. And this is something I talk a lot about in different workshops that I've held, is this idea of capacity. And you only have so much of it. You only have so much to give. You only have so much time. You only have so much resources. You only have so much money. But your mindset can also be a limiting factor. It can also be capping your capacity to reach new heights, to make more money, to get in the right rooms, to engage the right clients. Literally, your mindset alone can be holding you back. And I mean, again, I don't have to I don't have to talk too much about this if you are somebody who's an entrepreneur, because as entrepreneurs, we face an extreme amount of challenges to our mindset. the first challenge that people usually face is rejection. Like entrepreneurs, business owners face an insane amount of rejection, more than the average person is used to experiencing on a daily basis. So that's usually this first test is like, can you make it past the rejection and rewire your brain when it comes to rejection? Then there's usually a whole other mindset around money, right? And how much you can charge and how much the value of your service is worth, and this negotiation that exists between the two. Like a money mindset is a real thing. And it never truly goes away. Like if you're somebody who has hit 6 figures in your business already, then this limiting mindset around money is probably creeping in again as you're trying to make it to 7 figures, or as you're trying to work less and maintain the same amount of income. Like I said earlier, there's just new levels to each challenge. Once you make it past one, the next one is waiting for you. But one of the great things that I find about reinventing yourself is that it allows you to like skip steps in many ways, right? So as you start a new year, as you move to a new place, as you get a new office space, whatever it is, it allows you to just align your mindset with this new thing that you're striving towards. And you don't have to sit around for weeks being like, how am I gonna do it? How am I gonna get there? How am I gonna, like you just start doing and moving in alignment with it. And one thing that I think I'm gonna do a whole video on, let me know down below in the comments if you guys would be interested in it. But I think I'm really gonna break down for you guys how I life plan and how I enter those new seasons of reinvention. Because when it comes to business, I structure things in a very specific way. Like annual goals, quarterly reflections, all that sort of stuff. But people might be surprised to see that I don't do life planning in the same way. And to be honest, I've never really seen anybody do life planning in the way that I do it. So for example, it completely has nothing to do with a new year. Like it has nothing to do with 12 months, that starts in January and ends in December. It completely is not limited by time in that way. And I really do plan things with reinvention in mind and heading towards that new future lifestyle state. So if you guys do want those details, let me know. For now, I would also love to hear down below in the comments what you think about when it comes to reinventing yourself. What untapped potential do you guys know is there and you want to work towards? Have you reinvented yourself in the past? Am I the only one? Like I've literally lived 7 different lives. I've reinvented myself so many different times. Drop those comments down below. And again, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this video and give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.